How you doing, guys? One movie that had impact when I was younger was the movie Jaws. I grew up in the Northeast, and I spent every summer at the beach. As a matter of fact, this was back in the days when the beaches were packed, until the summer of 1975. Now, initially, the movie was supposed to have been released Christmas of 1974, but in their infinite wisdom, they decided, let's release this in the summertime when it'll have impact, and it did. After the movie was released, all you had to do was turn on the news and you were hearing of shark sightings everywhere. As a matter of fact, I remember hearing about a shark sighting in Arizona. Now, for anybody who remembers the movie, although today we all know it was a fictitious movie, a fictitious town, Amity Island, off of New York. Shark swims in the area. Girl goes swimming at night and gets swallowed. The chief of police's first reaction was to close the beaches because he automatically knew, shark attack. The town council, along with the mayor, were thinking dollar signs. They realized the summer months are coming up, and being that they were a tourist town, they relied on the summer dollars to keep the money coming in and keep them going through the winter. So what they did was to try to sweep it under the rug, water the situation down to the point where the mayor wasn't referring to it as a shark, but was referring to it as a predator. Watered it down. Well, okay, the beaches are left open, and what happens? 4th of July, the beaches are packed, the shark makes another attack. Left the mayor of the town with egg on his face. He tried to justify everything and say that my kids were on that beach too, but it left egg on his face, as well as the chief of police, who was blamed for not closing the beaches. Initially, if this was the real world, the idea was close the beaches, cut off the food supply, the shark would swim away. The one problem with that is their community may be safe, but the shark may find another beach to feed on, and somebody else's community would have been in danger. So even though the shark was portrayed as the villain in this movie, really, are sharks evil? No, they're not. No predator on the planet is evil. They simply do what they're designed to do. They got to eat, they have to kill. The worst predator on the face of the planet is the human predator. By far the worst. There are two kinds. The more commonly known of are those people in higher positions that take advantage of people in lower positions to coerce them to do what they want. But not everybody has power. The more common of the two are those people that basically narcissistic behavior personified, who have never gotten anywhere in their own lifetime. Their own problems take precedent over everything in their lives. What they use sympathy to draw you in. And I've known a number of people like this in my life, and for some reason, broken people seem to find their way to me. And the one thing I learned pretty quick was, not all broken people want to be fixed. I recently had somebody in town crying about his dilemma. The guy is a little younger than I am, but he's a complete failure with women. He's pretty much a complete failure at everything because he lived a sheltered existence. Now I have noticed he'll dump his problems on me, and I'll respond, okay, well, this is something you might want to try, but that's not gonna work. So in other words, rather than me cheering him up, he's more apt to drag me down by continually dump on me. At one point I said to him, I says, it's not all about you, Well, he got really pissed off and he stormed off about it. But that was all that mattered. His problems took precedent over everything. And he didn't want to realize that other people had issues as well. Some of them worse than his. I think you know where I'm going with this. We've had a YouTuber for the last couple of years who has tried to make a comeback. And I've been so hesitant debating back and forth whether or not to do these videos because, in all honesty, I don't like to hurt people. But worse than that, I'm not going to sit by and watch other people get hurt. This person's first channel crashed because of his little personal agenda, and it looks like his second channel is about to go the same route. The unfortunate thing about this person is he's not interested in your problems. He's relaying his as though he's got the only problems on the face of the planet, and you have none. The funny thing is, where he uses sympathy as bait to attract victims, and I do say victims, there's a lot of compassionate people in this community that feel sorry for him. They get lured in. He'll keep on dumping on them, and then he will make inappropriate comments. The one thing he's not realizing is how many people I have spoken to over the phone over this last year and a half, how many emails I have gotten about some of his inappropriate behavior. He calls a lot of people in this community judgmental because of a situation that took place 38 years ago. Granted, none of us are too happy about that situation, but more often than not, it's not that problem that many of us are talking about. It's the current issues. The inappropriate comments he makes to women in this community. Whether they're married or not doesn't make a difference. As a matter of fact, he's contacted a lot of people, bypassed the husband, and gone right to the wife. That's something you just don't do. The people he has referred to as judgmental have more often than not been forced to block him. Matter of fact, many people, as time goes on, myself included, have been forced to block him. He doesn't see himself as a predator. He doesn't see himself as a danger, which that to me tells me he's a danger because he's not looking at anyone else's point of view. He's only looking at his own. He's justifying his own inappropriate behavior and shushing everybody else. I had somebody email me last week saying I'm bringing a bad light on the XJW community. And that to me sounded too much like you're bringing a reproach on Jehovah's name. So if there is a danger in the community, are we supposed to stay quiet about it? Because the thing is, if we give this guy the green light to continue this inappropriate behavior, then it's only going to attract more and more and more. And some of the videos that he's doing is giving other people the green light to continue their behavior because they may be thinking, well, I guess I'm not so bad. I guess I'm okay. The unfortunate thing about being on YouTube, it comes with a certain amount of responsibility. So if you're taking it lightly and you're out here for your own agenda, granted, you're going to be spotted pretty quick, and many people have tried that, and they were spotted pretty quick. But this person, to me, is just a very dangerous person. Now he's claiming he's taking his channel down. Well, let's get realistic as to why. He's claiming it's not because of those in the community that are speaking out against him. He's claiming, first of all, because he uploaded a picture of his sister, and she got angry about it. Then it's an issue with YouTube. Well, if you're having an issue with YouTube, find another platform, that's fine. If it's strictly about your sister, strictly delete the video. But even if you do find another platform, if your videos are indeed helping hundreds of other ex-JWs coming out of the organization, like you claim, why would you delete those videos that are supposedly helping others? Simply find a platform, but leave your channel. No, the real reason he's deleting his videos and deleting his channel because he's been found out, much like he did last year. This is the same tactic he did last year. He'll disappear, reinvent himself, and return, whether it's on this platform or another one. Back to the great white shark. What a lot of people don't realize, if a great white shark, or any shark for that matter, finds a feeding ground, if they sense a pod of orcas in the area, they will flee and go somewhere else, and they won't go back to that feeding ground for maybe even a year. And this is exactly what this YouTuber is doing. He knows he's been discovered, so he's making a poor excuse to take his channel down, and he will reinvent himself and reemerge elsewhere. Funny thing is, it's like, turn it around and think of where other people are, how other people are viewing you. You can make all the denials you want. You know the truth, and the people that have blocked you, that you've made inappropriate comments, know the truth. The only people that are in denial are those new subscribers that you've got that don't know you yet. And little by little, they're finding out. Before you come back, if you do come back, I strongly suggest you get some professional help. Because until you realize that you're not the only person on this planet with issues, you're going to keep making the same mistake over and over and over. I'll touch on that in another video, guys. But you guys have a good day. Feel free to leave your comments below. I will see you soon.